try again. This is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. Good at the house. My camera is not turned on. I don't know why the camera's not on.
Hello.
Morgan, I finally got you on here.
Yeah, I was going to say the connection was just absolutely atrocious.
It is. It is. It truly is. And it wasn't this bad last week. I don't know what's going on with it, but you're like way down there in the little bottom corner. How do I make it bigger?
I was going to say you can probably change the layout how you did it before. Oh, hello. You just swapped us round.
Oh yeah, now you're all big. Yeah.
And you're in the corner.
Let's see. There's got to be a way to like split it, right?
Yeah, you should be able to go into the settings you did earlier, like where it's the multi-cam settings.
This is fun learning all this live while people watch out.
I was gonna say manage
fools of ourselves.
Settings. I know.
See.
Switch to. I can do it. I don't know.
I was gonna say you're a moderator too, so you can figure it out, right? There you go. Yeah, there you go.
You got that one.
I made you moderator, so
definitely not that one.
I figured we'd be able to get this.
Yeah,
no, not that one.
Oh, and not that one either.
I think that other one maybe.
Yeah. The grid
was good.
That one. There you go. That one's better. All right.
It's super hot today, so
yeah. I mean, it's flipping.
But anyway,
quarter past 9.
Yeah, over by you. It's 4:15 for me. Anyway, so I guess we'll get this show on the road and get it started. So we have a brief little outline. So welcome to the very first ever Pint Time on TikTok. Appreciate everybody who's joining in. So I usually do this live on Facebook like every Saturday. So Morgan and I decided we were going to do the first one on TikTok here. So we're going to knock this out. And we're going to be talking about Australia today. So I figured what better, this is Pint Time, so I usually, over on my Facebook, I have a beer while we do the live show, and I sort of introduce the beer. And so basically, I got the only, what are you laughing about? I got the only Australian beer that we have here in the United States, and that is Foster's. So there we go. There we go. Cheers.
Foster's.
I know, right?
Bottoms up. Bottoms up.
It's not really Australian.
I was going to say it's like a light Melbourne brew.
It's not bad. I mean, the Foster's isn't bad. I do have several other ones that I brought with me just in case, but at any rate. So, first of all, Morgan, you and I have chatted about, obviously Australia over many times.
Yeah,
and we did your podcast.
Yeah, we did the Chit Chat show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. So basically, why don't you just tell everybody sort of like how you came to travel to Australia?
Yeah, so I went to Australia in middle of October last year, and it was kind of a 2-month lead up of, and I blame YouTube because literally they started recommending the Australia videos, and I went down the rabbit hole, and then you found out about the workers' holiday visa, and then I started watching people like Luke, who's in chat right now, and then
hey Luke, yeah, I've heard about Luke.
Yeah, Chasing Dane as well was another YouTuber I watched, and I just went down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and I was just ending up like, I got to pull the trigger at this point. I've watched too much.
Right.
So yeah, I went intending to do a year. It did backfire quite heavily, but I ended up doing 5 weeks down under.
Yeah, it was you were trying to find a job there, I believe, right?
Yep, didn't work. I pulled at every string possible, and there was no fish biting the fish hook. Apart from that one company that decided to screw me over, that was fun as well.
Oh no!
Good old Meta.
So how did you sort of plan like how you were going to visit Australia? Did you just say right away you were going to go to Sydney because that's where you went, or?
Well, I think kind of, I don't know if it's your kind of, unless, I think the two most popular places that people go when they go into Australia for the first time is going to be Sydney or Melbourne. They're the two most popular and touristy cities. So I was just like,
right, yeah.
Well, I want to see
the
opera house. So I'm like, I might as well see if I can put it off in Sydney.
Yeah, it's like going to France and not seeing the Eiffel Tower. You gotta go to Sydney and see the Opera House.
Yeah,
that's cool. So basically, how I came about traveling to Australia. So I was a caregiver for my father for a little while prior to this last time. He had like too many strokes. Him and I were watching TV one day when I was taking care of him, and he made a mention. There was a ad for Visit Australia that came on, and my dad said, "I've always wanted to go to Australia, and now I'll never be able to make it." So without hesitation, the travel fire was kind of burning in me. I really wanted to travel. I've always wanted to travel my whole life. So without hesitation, I looked at my dad. I said, "You know what, Dad? I'm going to make it to Australia, and I'm going to take a picture of me holding a picture of you, and I'm going to call you on the phone and tell you that we made it." So he just kind of laughed it off, But then it was probably about maybe 3 years later, the promise came true. So I was walking the Camino de Santiago, and I met my friend Mike, who I called Turtle. That's our little nickname because of the backpacks we wore when we were walking the Camino, and you bend over and you take a break, put your hands on your knees and stuff. And so your backpack's sticking up, so you kind of look like a turtle, right? So
yep.
So anyway, I told him the story, and he said, "Mate, if you ever get a chance, come to Australia. You can stay with me. I'll host you. I'll show you all around." And I said, "Oh, okay, sure." So it was about 2 years later. I happened to be in Thailand. I was in Bangkok, Phuket, Kamala Beach, and I decided I'm going to make it down to Australia. So I found a ticket, I flew in. He picked me up in Brisbane, and he lives in Bribey Island. And so he ended up taking me on a 3,500 kilometer trip from Bribey Island all the way down to Sydney, through the snowy mountains and all of those beautiful areas over there and small little towns that we stayed in. And he showed me where he grew up and all kinds of stuff. So I got to see more of like a small town interior thing of Australia than most tourists do or most backpackers do. So, and then we made it to Sydney. I took a picture of me holding a picture of my dad. I called my dad on my phone on the phone, told him we made it, and then we made our way back up the coastline through Brisbane and back to Bribey Island. But it was an absolute beautiful trip. And while I'm a budget backpacker and I stayed in a lot of hostels and all of that stuff, here I was fortunate enough to be hosted by a local. So I didn't really, I mean, while we were traveling, we looked for cheap, he had everything planned out though. He's a guy that plans like everything.
Yeah.
So he already had hostels planned out and little hotels and all that stuff. So I didn't really get the complete budget backpacker experience there. However, I absolutely loved the experience that I got. So you more or less did more of the budget backpacker thing in Sydney than I did.
Yeah. I mean, because obviously we were. I was gonna say because we were on different visa types. He was on a tourist visa. I wasn't.
Yeah,
I was on a workers' holiday.
You were on a work visa.
Yeah, I was on a workers' holiday visa. So obviously that's kind of a hybrid visa between a tourist visa and a work visa. It's a hybrid one.
Right.
But yeah, I was literally non-stop in hostels. I didn't have a break from them.
Right, yeah.
So I was bouncing between like the YHA, the Wake Up Sydney.
Yeah, we stayed in the YHA too while we were there. I absolutely loved that hostel. That was such a cool hostel.
They've got
had like a coffee
they're
shop or something downtown.
Yeah, they're one of the biggest chains. They go all up the East Coast.
Yeah,
so you'd find them in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane.
Yeah, and I actually pulled up the top 3 hostels with cost in Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one that popped up was Wake Up, and the second one that popped up was YHA. And we both, well, I stayed in YHA, but you stayed in both of them. Which one would you prefer? Yeah. Do you know which one you would prefer?
See, I do definitely prefer the YHA hostels, but the only problem is if you're doing what I was doing, like a long-term thing, they're too expensive, and the fact you can only book 2 weeks at a time. There's like a cap.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they have a minimum, maximum amount.
Yeah, when Wake Up Sydney didn't have a cap, so you could literally book like a month of accommodation. And the only problem is when I was in YHA, I definitely found YHA was more modern because they don't give you a key card for your room. Your phone is your key card.
Oh, okay. See, it wasn't like that when I was there. So that's somewhat new since I've been there.
Yeah, because I definitely found that YHA was also fully cashless. Like they wouldn't accept cash, so everything was like a tap your card and you can pay for the washing machine and stuff like that. And to be honest, that's better because Wake Up Sydney, it drove me insane for the first 3 weeks, having to go to Commonwealth Bank and ask them for $10 in $1 coins. Just to use the flipping dryer and washer.
Just to wash your clothes? Yeah. I was just going to say, just to wash your clothes.
I sound like an idiot going up to the bank teller going, can I withdraw $10, but in $1 coins? I sound like an idiot going up to the bank.
Probably thinking, what is this made up to here?
Pulling off something dodgy. Now I'm just washing my clothes.
Yeah, I'm just washing my clothes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, doing something dodgy.
I mean, I definitely think Wake Up Sydney is cheaper, and it is good, but there is just some things about Wake Up Sydney that drove me insane, like the washer-dryer situation, but also the fact it is literally situated, like, you got the hostel on, like, ground floor going up to floor 7, and then underground you have a nightclub. So it's like,
oh yeah,
So it's like
I
come
actually
10
think I've walked past it.
Yeah, it's kind of right near the big Sydney train station. It's
Okay,
literally
yeah, I
it's
think I walked
opposite.
past it.
It's opposite on the other side of the road. But yeah, the it drove me up the wall because come 10 o'clock, yeah, you could hear pretty much everything if you were on the lower three levels.
Oh yeah, I
Luckily, I was on
bet.
the top
I
floor.
bet that city is busy.
Luckily, my room was on the top floor, so I didn't hear anything.
That's where we were at YHA. We were way up there, and we got a private room, so it's like a little more pricey. Now, I looked it up, and this was the description for the Wake Up Sydney hostel, which I can just kind of get in. If anybody's traveling to Sydney, I'll give you guys some of the hostels that we stayed at, little
Hmm.
description of them. But the Wake Up Sydney in the central Haymarket area, you get a dorm there for about 30 to 50 AUD. I didn't do the exchange rate or anything, so you'd have to do the exchange rate in your own currency if
I
you're going to
think
look
if
it
you're
up.
doing it, I think if you're doing it with pounds, it's exactly half. So you
Oh,
half it and
okay.
that's it
Wow,
in
that's
pounds. It's
brilliant.
quite easy. It's easy to work out when it's in pounds.
Yeah, and when I was traveling there on the U.S. dollar, I believe we were gaining like 22 to 23 cents. So, um, so yeah, I think we were spending 70 something cents for one Aussie dollar. So,
Yeah,
but anyway,
I
30 to
think
50 AUD. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think mine was there's $2 in £1. That was the conversion rate that I had. So it's
Oh,
like
that's
easy
simple.
to
Yeah.
it's easy to work out. Obviously, today's exchange rate is probably different, but that was it back when I went.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And so you can also get private there. Now there is some questions that I field on my Facebook page and my lives and stuff about well, hostels are just for young kids and partiers and all that stuff, but that is like furthest from the truth, to be honest with you. And it depends on the hostel. There are hostels that will cater to that specific type of person, but trust me, it doesn't matter whether you're 18 or 65 or 70. You can stay in a hostel. There's no age requirements, and just about every hostel has a private room that you can get, so you can have your own little privacy. But yet you can still enjoy the amenities that the hostels provide and the free walking tours and whatever else that they may provide. So a private room at the Wake Up is about 120 to 180 AUD. And that's what mate Mike and I had. It says it's best for ultimate convenience, central location, and a high energy hostel. Why it's great? Because it's right opposite the central station, as you said.
Yep.
So you can kind of get anywhere you want to get. It's regularly voted one of the best large hostels in Australia. It's steps away from Chinatown, which I went to Chinatown. I'm assuming you did. Chinatown
Yeah.
was so cool. I really enjoyed Chinatown, and we'll get into that. Uh, Also, it offers free daily city tours, so you can do a free daily walking tour, I'm assuming, from there as well.
I
You just
didn't.
got to
I
tip
was gonna say
your.
I didn't do it, but I saw it like in the lobby. They were doing it all the time. They had like multiple slots a day
Right,
that different tour guides were going out and doing it.
right. Yeah, that's it. So, but they're free, but you just got to tip them. If they do a good job, absolutely tip them accordingly. Let's see what else. Free walking tours. Also, they have an on-site bar called the Sidebar, which is what you said. There was a bar downtown or downstairs
Yep.
that hosts nightly events. So they do all kinds of events. And then the YHA hostel in Sydney Harbor, which is the one we both stayed in, is best for unbeatable views, clean modern facilities. I will say that the higher you're up and you look out the windows. This I did not know, however, it was built over a heritage archaeological ruins in the rocks. I didn't know that. So that was kind of cool. I wish
Well,
I'd have known that when I was
I was gonna
there.
say the rocks. The rocks is the older part of Sydney, so I would assume it was old, but I didn't know how
Right, yeah,
old.
yeah, yeah.
Because obviously the rocks
Yeah,
was there.
the rocks is like 1800s or whatever. I think that's where they
It's
first ported.
it's, it's
Yeah.
British. The entire area is British.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where they dropped the prisoners off.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Uh,
there's that.
and
There's the rocks, and then there's Botany Bay, which is slightly further down the coast.
Oh yeah, Botany Bay. I've heard. I did hear of that. Uh, but yeah, it's built over the ruins and the rocks. It features a rooftop terrace with panoramic views of Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. I didn't know there was a rooftop thing up there when I stayed there. I would have definitely gone up there to get some cool shots.
I don't think I went up there either.
You didn't? Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even know. It wasn't something that stood out to me when I read
I
it.
don't remember a button on
And it
the
says it
elevator
feels
going
like a
up to the
boutique
roof.
hotel. Yeah, maybe it was like to a certain floor, and then you had to take
And then
steps or something. I don't know, or
stairs,
get
yeah.
another elevator. Yeah, yeah. And it feels like a boutique hotel on a backpacker budget. The dorms cost about 45 to 70 AUD, and a private room is about 160 to 250 AUD. The other hostel that it did mention in Sydney, if you guys are going to Australia and Sydney anytime soon, was the Mad Monkey Backpackers Hostel, which I wasn't aware of that one. Did you ever hear of that one?
No, where is that one in downtown? Where's that one?
By the look on your face.
I was gonna say,
It
where's
says
that
it's
one? Is
in
it downtown?
Broadway. Yeah, it says it's in Broadway and King Cross. I feel like King Cross is right near downtown.
I know where King's Cross is. It's literally like a 10-minute walk from the Opera House.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It said it's best for its social atmosphere and free perks. Also, why it's great, it says it's famous for its community vibe. Mad Monkey includes free breakfast every morning and gym passes. That's cool. I'll take that.
That's nice. I
Plus,
was gonna
hosted
say.
events like, hosted events like barbecues, yoga classes. I know you want to do some yoga there, Morgan, and trivia nights, which I would love to do some trivia nights. Hey, I tried yoga once. It kicked my ass. I ain't gonna lie. It kicked my ass.
I was gonna say,
ain't making fun of yoga anymore.
I know when Wake Up Sydney occasionally, it wasn't like every day, they would give you like a day access gym pass to the fitness anytime that was around the corner. But it was like rare. It wasn't, it was kind of random. It wasn't like scheduled that you'd get it on this day. So I guess if you just ran into a staff member,
okay.
they'd give you a pass.
Well, you can't beat that then, right?
Nope. But I've never heard of
Just get
a
a
hostel
pass
giving
from a
away
staff
free
member.
breakfast. Normally our hostel is really budget and you got to buy your own breakfast.
Oh, really? Yeah, I've stayed in several hostels actually that offer breakfast. Now, when they say breakfast, it's not like an English breakfast. It's not, an
You
Irish
ain't gonna
breakfast.
get.
It's not a big
I was gonna
breakfast.
say. You ain't gonna get bacon and eggs and baked beans.
No, no. You're gonna get yogurt, cereals, breads, maybe some croissants, as they say in Paris, croissant. Maybe some croissant. Something like that. Different breads, but you're not gonna
Pastries
get,
and yogurts and stuff.
Yeah, you might find some muffins or something like that, and fresh fruit.
I was gonna
Always
say
fresh
'cause
fruit.
the only hostel I stayed in that has actually had a kitchen, like with staff members and chefs and stuff, was the YHA in Brisbane.
Right.
But those breakfasts I think were about $7-8 for a breakfast in the morning, which isn't awful.
Oh,
It's not
really?
all. It's not
No,
awful,
it's
but
not awful.
it was like a buffet. Like you'd have a buffet style breakfast where you just
Ah,
go up there with a plate, pick what you want, and then go and sit down.
with like meats and
Oh
eggs,
yeah. They had like proper
with
bacon
meats and
hash.
stuff.
Yeah, bacon, hash browns, fried eggs.
Yeah.
But they kind of cooked it in
Right.
batches. So if you got in and the
They had.
batch had been served 15 minutes ago, it's going to be cold.
Yeah, you're gonna be done. Yeah. Or some rashers. I like the rashers. That's our bacon over here in the U.S. I guess that's what
I was going to say the
you
only
guys call it
bacon
across
that's
the pond. Rashers.
yeah, or we just call it streaky bacon. But
Oh, that's it. Yeah, streaky bacon.
streaky bacon. But the only bacon that's ever come close to British bacon is New Zealand. New Zealand came pretty close. Not
Oh,
quite
really?
exactly, but New Zealand was pretty close.
Not Canadian. Not Canada. Not Canadian bacon.
No, that's just fatty, streaky bacon. just
Not
like most of
Canadian bacon
Europe.
I've had is like the Brown ham cuts, yeah. Right. I had I learned the difference between those two when I was traveling through Ireland, and I stayed at a friend of mine's house that I met while I was walking the Camino again. His name was Billy, and I stayed at his house in Ireland. It was just south of Dublin. All of a sudden, I can't think of the name of the town, but that was where he wanted to make me breakfast in the morning, eggs, and he was staying at his mom's house. But I said, yeah, what kind of bacon? He goes, well, if you want American bacon, I got to get you the streaky bacon. So he went to the store and got streaky bacon for me. I said, you didn't have to make that. You could have made whatever you got. When I travel local, and whatever locals eat, I'll try it. If I don't like it, I don't like it, but I'm at least going to give it a try.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am when I'm traveling. I'm like, I want to try the local cuisine before I go back to my personal comfort zone.
Right? Exactly. That's what I would love to do. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll just kind of go back and forth with a little bit of stories of Australia. I know we've had a ton of people in the chat. I hope we didn't miss any comments or anything.
No, I've not seen
just
any.
So you guys, yeah, I haven't seen, other than Sharon said hello. But other than that, I haven't seen much. So if anybody is traveling to Australia and you have questions about Australia, well, I shouldn't say all of Australia.
I was gonna say I can
all of Australia.
I was gonna say me and you could do.
That,
we could probably give East Coast advice, West Coast. No, I can't do West Coast.
Yeah, yeah, we can give NSW advice. New South Wales.
New South Wales.
Yeah, that state. But I can
probably give a bit.
I mean, I can look up stuff for Perth.
I can probably give a tiny bit of I can probably give a tiny bit of Queensland advice, but whether it's any good quality advice or not is another question.
Right. Oh, Sharon said, "Awesome show, guys." Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
But yeah, so we'll give you advice in New South Wales. We'll say Sydney, Brisbane, Bribie Island, anything in between. And by the way, all the videos playing behind me is my entire Australian video set on my YouTube channel, Backpacker Mike. You can look it up. Also, Morgan, give your YouTube a plug real quick so people can give you a follow on YouTube.
It's in the bio of my TikTok, or you can guys just follow me at official Morgan Luke on YouTube.
There you go.
Try and upload every day.
That's awesome because you do way better at that than me. I'm learning the calendar thing now on all the social media, so I can upload a bunch of videos and put them all in the calendar and let it go for 7 days. So we learn one way or another. Also, this live was presented by or sponsored by Destination Brews. By the way, if you guys are really into coffee and tea, I have single origin coffees and teas from around the world that you guys can go check out. Just go to destinationbrews.com. The link is also in my bio. Check it out. It's all single origin, hand-picked coffees from all around the world. So anyway, now you guys got the intro. Basically, Morgan and I, just a little recap, are talking about Australia, some budget ways that you can travel through Australia. I'm also going to give some little quirky, interesting facts about Australia, some of the slang language for you guys from Australia. Also, I think we're up to like 294 likes so far. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Also, if we get to 1,000 likes, maybe I'll do a drop shot for you guys. It is pint time, so I'm drinking, but Morgan's probably having tea or something this late over there.
No, I'm not being that patriotic.
He is old enough to drink, by the way.
I was going to say, I'm not being that patriotic. I just got water.
That's cool. So anyway, yeah. So if you guys are having something to drink and leave it in the comments below. If you guys are drinking with us, whether you're having water, tea, coffee, a drink like me, I'm having some beer today for you guys. Just some random beers. I don't have any special ones to throw out there, but for all the folks who follow me for my beer content, Stick around for some of that stuff too. Also, let's see, what else do we want to cover? I just talked about that. If we get to 1,000 likes, I'll do a drop shot for you guys. Why not? If we get to, say, 5,000 likes, Morgan and I will share some embarrassing moments from our travel around the world. And I have some embarrassing moments that I've shared with very few people that I will share with you guys if we get up that high. So we're at 436 now. We got a little over 500 to go to get that 1,000, and I'll do a drop shot. So Morgan, keep an eye on that thing up there.
Yeah, will do.
So we'll do that. And then I'll tell you what, if we get to 2,000, we'll tell some embarrassing stories. And if we get beyond that, then we'll give you guys some of our number one tips on how to save money in Australia, or budget hacks that we might have from our trips around the world, because Morgan has been in other places other than just Australia. He's been in New Zealand and other places. Let's dip into we kind of talked about the hostels, and sort of like what you're looking at as far as expense wise when it comes to hostels if you're traveling to Sydney, Australia. So let's talk about food for a second. Food is like a big thing, right? Foodies. I even do food reviews myself. Look, Sharon says I'm drinking Mexican chocolate coffee from Destination Breeze. Thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate that. Yeah, I will say that my Mexican chocolate coffee is really good. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I really do enjoy it. It is very good. It has the right amount of chocolate flavor. It's not overpowering, but it's very good, especially out of a French press. But anyway, let's talk about food.
What angle are we coming at this?
Australia.
I was going to say, what angle are we coming at this from? The food I had, or the price of the food?
Well, I will say there is some pricey options, but there's also some budget options out there. I did pull up 3 of the top budget places that you can eat in Sydney. I believe I might have ate at one of them, if I'm remembering right. This is in Brisbane, by the way. This is at the Irish Pub in downtown Brisbane. When I was with mate Mike, I mean, we ate at a ton of places in the inner part of New South Wales. But in Sydney, we had some amazing like Thai food, Japanese food, traditional food. I mean, we ate all kinds of stuff. Now, some of it was a little pricey, some of it wasn't. I can give you 3 of these budget places that you can eat. And like I said, I believe I ate at least 1 or maybe 2 of them while I was there, but I don't recall the name. But at any rate, what did you eat when you were in Australia, Morgan? What was your go-to?
What was my go-to? Well,
don't say Macca's either.
Oh no, Jesus no. I did do the pub, and I'm blanking on the name, in the rocks. That was the day I did the bridge climb, because the bridge climb is obviously you start in the rock. Yeah, you start in the rocks, like where you have to walk to the rocks to get up the bridge. So
you walk over to Manly, right?
No. I'm talking about when I went up and over the bridge. Like I went up on, like when I climbed the harbour bridge.
Oh, okay.
So obviously, when you start the climb, you start from a building inside the rocks that's attached to like the column of the bridge. So around that area, there's a pub, and I'm blanking on the name, but my gosh, they did some pretty damn good kangaroo.
Really? See that? Yeah. I will be honest. That was one thing that I missed not eating in Australia, and I really wanted to try it. Like I was in a market and I found steaks, and I was like, "Mate," and he goes, he like didn't want anything to do with it. I guess he didn't like it, but I wanted to try it. I might not have liked it, but I wanted to try it. So it was good, huh?
It's very chewy steak. That's the way I describe it. Very chewy steak.
Really?
Yeah, it's just overly chewy.
Okay. So it's like a tough, like probably like what do we get here? Like Eye of the Round or something is like one of the toughest little cheap steaks that we sell here in the States. So it's
Yeah,
probably
I
something
mean,
like
other
that. We
than
got to
that,
chew, chew, chew.
I was gonna say, other than that, I did obviously have a hell of a lot of Australian coffee because that coffee is exquisite. I have never had coffee that tastes that flipping nice. And then,
Really?
yeah, because it's all brewed in Tasmania, so it's like it's all locally from
Ah, that's
Australia.
right.
It's from Tasmania, so it's like all
I'm
local. And then,
I'm trying to think. I might have Tasmania. I know I have Tanzania, but anyway, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, I know I did have like an Australian cut of steak, but I think it was called an Outback cut, but it's basically just a sirloin because I've never seen sirloin on a menu out there. So I was like, I'm sure I try an
Uh,
Outback cut. It
that's
practically
probably
was
what it was. Yeah.
it practically was a sirloin. And then other than that, I did have a lot of Japanese food because especially down the Asia district of Chinatown and stuff, there's tons of sushi bars and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And then other than that, I did have a lot of seafood because obviously it's a harbour, so there is a lot of seafood.
Yeah, right. A lot of fresh seafood. Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah,
when I was there, like I said, we had a bunch of
mm,
different foods. We stopped at one place that was near. I believe it was near the train station, and I think it's this one. Is Marricksville, Darling Square, something like that? Is that like right around there, around the harbor?
you have Darling Harbour,
I,
like because you have Sydney Harbour and then Darling Harbour's right next to it,
okay,
or you have
maybe that's maybe
Darlinghurst,
the
or you have Darlinghurst.
okay.
There's,
I think
they're,
this is
they're,
where we went, but the vibe here they say is legendary, fast paced Vietnamese street food spot, and
I
the
was gonna
spot I
say
remember only had a spot for like
the
10 people to sit,
yeah
and
the Vietnam food was so flipping nice.
it was delicious. I will say. It says why it's a bargain because it's widely considered the best banh mi or crispy pork rolls. If you've never had them before, they are amazing if you get them done right. In Sydney, loaded with fresh herbs, pate, and pork for around 8 to 10 Aussie dollars. And the sandwich is pretty big. It's got a nice crispy, crunchy bun on it, and then you get that soft pillowy. It's so good. And Also, they said it's easily one of the best value for the money lunches in the city if you go there and eat. Now, when mate Mike and I went there, if this is the same place we went to, which I feel like it is, it was very cool, kind of Art Deco kind of place. But I got the pho, and the pho that I had was phenomenal. I mean, it was spicy, it had the right amount of spice. The flavors were amazing. The egg was like cooked to perfection. I mean, it was just an amazing pho that I had there. The other one they mentioned is Spicy Spice Alley in Kensington Street, Chippendale. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one.
No,
The vibe there is a vibrant open air alleyway filled with hawker style Asian food stalls lit by lanterns. So basically, you grab a huge authentic bowls of Malaysian laksa, Thai curry, or steamed dumplings for about 12 to 18 Aussie dollars. And basically, what you do is you get an Asian night market experience in the middle of Sydney when you go to this place. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I'm so sad I missed it because Asian night markets are so cool. Uh, and you can always find some cheap eats there that is super good. Super
I was
good.
gonna say
You got to think.
most of the
Go
food
ahead.
is pretty
Sorry.
reasonably most of the food is pretty reasonably priced. I mean, I've never felt like I was being completely ripped off in Australia with the prices of the food.
Yeah, me either.
You could kind of justify it.
Yeah. And even if it was in Sydney, because, one of my rules is when I was traveling, and I'll give you guys the same advice, go 2 to 3 blocks away from any sort of um, touristy area to find some local eats, and it'll be 10 times better, and it'll be half the price of what you pay near, the tourist center. So if you're like in Sydney, you want to step out of 2 blocks away from the Opera House, say, because it's a huge touristy area. So you got to think anybody there is spending triple the rent to have a cafe there or something like that. So their prices have to coordinate with that. So my suggestion is always, 2 blocks in. But I did find some, we did find some really cool places, especially in Chinatown, which is a decent walk from Sydney Harbor. And also in the Rocks, we found a cool place called the Camino. I don't know if you ever saw that. It's like
I think
on the
I
left
think
side
as
of
I
the
say,
rocks,
yeah,
I
yeah. I
guess.
think I walked past it.
Yeah, I think they have like a pink Cadillac or something outside, and you walk in. It's like a Mexican bar, right? Yeah, and they have a taco bar and a nacho bar or something. You can order nachos, and you go over to this bar, and it's like the trunk of a pink Cadillac from the United States, and it has all the sauces and cheeses and everything you can put on your nachos, and it wasn't that bad priced at all. And plus, I think they had like a buy one get one half off type beer special or something while I was there too. So yeah, so there was the Spice Alley. Again, it's kind of weird. You're in Sydney, and there's like a lot of Asian food to eat. There's a huge Asian influence there
Yeah, there
when it
is
comes to food
in
culture.
I was gonna say in pretty much all of the Australian cities, there's some form of Chinatown, Koreatown, Japantown. There's always like influence of Asia.
Right. Yeah, and that's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. Sydney, Brisbane, Bribey Island. Bribey Island was more of like a kind of a secluded area, kind of like a beach town here in Florida. It kind of reminded me of, or maybe like North or South Carolina or something. But going down through the snowy mountains and going through some of those small towns and staying in some of those old hostels or hotels that have been around since the 1800s, the mid 1800s, was a bit crazy. And the weather gap that I got going from Bribey. Now I was there in I think it was like August, so
Oh,
I
so
was
the height
I
of
was
winter.
coming into their
The
spring.
I was gonna say the height of winter.
Well, yeah, yeah. I'm
Well,
trying to think. I was
the end
there
of the end of winter,
August.
the end of winter.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I was going into like their early springtime. So in Bribey, during the day I'd be wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and at night when mate Mike and I were sitting out on the patio, it would get chilly out. I had to put a jacket on and still have my shorts on. But then when we headed, I guess it would be west from Bribey to go to Sydney, and we went through the snowy mountains. The snowy mountains did not lie. There was snow like everywhere.
Yeah,
And so I had to put on jeans. We had to go to a secondhand store so I could get another pair of jeans and a heavy jacket and
I was
all
gonna
of that
say
stuff.
because
And then
you
by the
had
time
the
we got down to Sydney, it was like beautiful.
yeah, you had
Go
the
ahead.
complete opposite experience to me because I went in the height of summer. so
Oh
I
yeah, so
was
it was super
so
hot.
I was dying. It was like pushing 35, 40, 50 degrees every day. It was
Uh,
ridiculous.
oh, and explain 50 degrees. He means Celsius, and that's like over 100 and what 10 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I think it's 115, 117, somewhere there.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, don't
All
worry.
right, the next beer we're gonna pull out is the Murphy Stout. By the way, the Murphy Stout. You ever have a Murphy Stout? This is from the UK. From you.
No.
This is like
Oh, that
Guinness's
is one thing.
competitor.
Why you
You never
can
had a
pour
Murphy
that? That
Stout?
is one thing. No, that's why you're doing that. There is one thing I'll mention with Australia: the flipping alcohol tax on drinks is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, the cost
It's
of
like it's
yeah, the
forty-seven
cost of beer and
percent.
alcohol in
It's
Australia is ridiculous.
47%.
Yeah, it's insane. I in one of these videos that I have, mate Mike, that's my mate Mike right here.
Mhm,
We went into a liquor store to refill the cooler,
mhm.
and I'm walking around this liquor store having a freaking coronary because it's like $18 for a 6 pack, or 20 something dollars, 30 something US or Aussie dollars, sorry, for
I mean,
Like a 12 pack. I mean, it's just insane.
I think the night I did go into that sidebar, I just ordered like a JD and Coke, which is tiny. It's not even like a pint, and I think that cost me upwards of like $8.50 for like a tiny little thing like that.
What the heck?
It's because
Yeah,
they have
it's
some of the
super
they have some of
expensive.
the yeah, they have some of the strictest alcohol laws out of any Western country.
Yeah, that's insane.
When
I know
I was going to
that
say,
also when. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Australia and the UK are kind of similar in that aspect, but we just tax different things. Like, obviously, they tax alcohol quite heavily. We don't, because obviously we have a massive pub culture and that will cripple our economy. So
Right.
we tax cigarettes and cigars quite heavily.
Oh, there you go. And
So we just
sugar,
swap what.
apparently.
Oh, yeah, the sugar tax
Yeah.
keeps going up. The sugar tax keeps going up. It
That's why they
literally
need to
keeps.
find alternatives like beet juice or something.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of companies just start to make like UK specific formulas for the drinks because I mean Pepsi tried
Right.
releasing one of the flavors that's in the States, like not changing it and releasing it here. It got slapped with 64% tax.
No way.
Yep. It,
64%.
so it's like a 200 milliliter bottle, which is just like your normal bottle that you can find in a fridge in like Walmart, and it was
Right.
almost nine. It was almost £9.
Wow.
So Pepsi pulled
They're
it
like
very
$2 or
quickly.
something if you
I was
go
going to
to
say
a
Pepsi.
if you go to a
Pepsi
gas
pulled it
station or a
very.
petrol station.
Yeah, Pepsi pulled it
Yeah,
very
that's too
quickly.
much. That's too expensive. Well, they just need to use something different, and they have the capability of doing that. Because when I was walking the Camino across Spain, España, I went. I'm not a big soda drinker, so I don't drink like a whole lot of soda. Uh, but every once in a while, I don't mind having a Coke or some weird soda that I find out somewhere. But when I was in Spain, one day when I was walking the Camino and I stopped in this little pub and I was like, oh my God, for some reason a Coke just sounded really good to me. And
Mhm.
when you get a Coke there in España, they always serve it with a wedge of lemon
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
squeeze
yeah.
in it, and which is really good, by the way. If anybody watching this in the United States, try a lemon or a lime in your Coke. It's really good, actually. But I drank that Coke, and I mean, it took me maybe 5 minutes to drink it, and I was thinking to myself, why is this Coke taste so good? Like, why is it so much better than any Coke I've ever had in the United States? And it was sweetened with beet juice. And that's why, and not freaking high fructose corn syrup or whatever crap we
Yeah,
throw in it
because
over here. And
yeah,
it
that's
was
why.
amazing.
Yeah, that's why a lot of companies like Coca-Cola and PepsiCo have to create European formulas because of our tax system and because we don't allow
Right.
we don't allow straight sugar and we don't allow sweeteners. So you got to try and find an
Right.
alternative.
Right. And no colorants, no artificial
No, no,
colorants,
no, no, no. It's got
which
to
I
be
love.
natural,
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, I've
yeah.
tried it in four different countries now. It's the Lipton peach iced tea that you can normally get.
Uh huh.
It tastes different in every single country I've been to. So I've tried it in the
Really
States where it's disgustingly sugary to the point where it tastes like you've literally got syrup.
disgusting. Yeah.
And then in
Yeah.
England,
It
it's a
tastes
little bit
fake.
in England, it's a little bit sugary, but it's doable. In Europe, there is no sugar in it at all. It's 0% sugar, 0% sweetener. And then in Australia, it was more similar to the UK than America.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that because Australia is like an English, whatever they call it, a Commonwealth,
Yeah, Commonwealth
like
country.
like Canada, sort of.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
New Zealand. Yeah, and New
that's what I
Zealand.
thought. Uh, I did write down some interesting fun facts for Australia that some of them I did not know, and some of them you may not know. So I
Okay,
thought maybe I
that's
would share it with some of the viewers here. And also, by the way, we're still at 463. If we reach 1,000 likes on this live, I will do a drop shot for you because it is pint time, by the way. There are more kangaroos than humans in Australia.
I knew that. Yeah,
Australia's roo population far outnumbers its human population. There are estimated to be around 40 to 50 million roos to be roaming the continent compared to roughly 27 million people. Now, I will say this before you jump in. In Australia, most of you may not know as well, like 90% of the population or something lives on the coastlines. In the middle of the outback, like Alice Springs and places like that, there's a very small percentage of people who live there. And when I was riding with mate Mike, we saw dead roos everywhere on the side of the road, and he was so nervous about driving after dusk because that's when they travel the most. And we were trying to find, we were trying to make it to this town this one time to get to the hotel to check in. And thanks for all the hearts, by the way, everybody who's sending them up. I appreciate it. And he was so nervous because it was around 6 o'clock, and the roos were like everywhere. Well, there was a giant herd of roos. There must have been 50, 60 roos in this herd that started running to the left side of the highway from our car where we were driving. And they had these big like barbed wire fences on the sides of the road. But they were flying, and I thought, holy crap. I mean, there are a lot of roos there, and that just goes to show it. 50 million roos. So when people say, oh, I want to try kangaroo or whatever, trust me, there's plenty of roos to go around for everyone who wants to try a roo steak or whatever. I was going to say,
a roo steak. There's a TikTok I have. There's a TikTok I have coming out, and it basically addresses this stereotype that I see a lot on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and especially YouTube. And it's from people who have never been to Australia, but they like to think they know about Australia. Yeah. And that is the stereotype that Australia is just kangaroos and beaches.
Yeah, it's not.
And I'm like, it's not. Yeah. It's not. It has those two things in mass amounts of quantity.
Yeah.
But it's not just that.
Yeah, exactly. Which is one of the other strange facts that I looked up, and it's a nation of endless beaches. Since we talked about beaches, if you visited one new beach in Australia every single day, it would take you around 29 years to see all of them. The country boasts over 10,000 pristine beaches around the continent. So that is insane. 29 years. That's almost like Vegas. I think it said it would take like 62 years or something to stay in every hotel in Vegas. But yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I mean,
and Australia definitely has a lot of beaches.
Sure. I mean, I was trying to think of how many I've been to. I think I've only been to 3, maybe 4 during my time, because I did Bondi, because everyone does Bondi Beach. I think I did Coogee.
Yeah, I was at Bondi as well.
I did Coogee. I did Cloverleigh.
Did you do Manly?
I did I've done 5 then. I've done Manly. Yeah, I did it. Yeah. I did a day at Manly, and then I did Wollongong as well.
Oh, nice.
Wollongong.
I really enjoyed Manly. I didn't really like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Wollongong is. This is kind of a random bit of tourist advice. It is one of the best places you can go in Australia, and not a lot of tourists know about it. It's just this little. It's a historic naval town from the Vietnam War, and it's got the most beautiful beaches. It's got double lighthouses on the edge, and you can see remains of old warships and stuff alongside like fishing boats, because it's still used as a fishing town.
That's crazy.
I missed that one. As I say, it's about an hour and a half on the train south of Sydney. Like if you follow the coast down.
That's cool. I didn't know that one. Yeah, and we just went to Sydney, and then we turned around and headed back up, I guess,
Yeah.
east up towards Bribey along the coast. But yeah, I was in Manly Beach, and I really enjoyed Manly Beach. However, we weren't there to hang out on the beach, so I didn't have my bathing suit on and go in the water and all that stuff. But I did walk around there, and we went to like one of the oldest hotels in Sydney that's right there by Manly, where you come off the beach and you go to the right. It's like right over there. I forget the name of it, but I have a picture of me standing next to the thing. And another interesting fact about Australia that most people may not know is that they have the world's largest camel herd.
Camel?
You might associate camels with the Middle East, but Australia actually is home to the largest population of wild, purebred camels in the world.
I was gonna say I normally assume that
Are they telling me to drag puzzle piece?
I was gonna say I normally assume camels with like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Oman, Qatar.
Yeah,
But I'm assuming all the
that's what
camels
it
in
says.
Australia.
But
I'm assuming all the camels in Australia are in the outback.
I would assume, yeah. It didn't tell me exactly where, but I know, but it said that there's over 1 million. Oh yeah, it says right there, over 1 million of them roaming the outback. So they're all in the outback. But 1 million camels, which is another thing you can get if you go to the Middle East. You can get a camel steak if you want to get a camel steak. We actually reached 1,000, Morgan. We actually reached 1,000, and I promised a drop shot. However, I apparently forgot to put a shot glass in my cooler. So I'm not exactly sure how we're going to pull this one off, but I guess I'll just have to mix it and chug it. Anyway, hey babes, Kim's on. She says hi.
Yeah, I can see that.
Let's see. 1,000 on the way. Yay, Sharon said. Awesome, we hit 1,000. So I'll do a drop shot, but it's not really going to be a drop shot because my dumb ass forgot a shot glass. And I don't have any here. I don't have any vessel that would work. So I guess we're just going to pour this in here. By the way, I'm doing a Bush Apple. I'm going to pour it in here. For those of you in the United States, you know that Bush Apple is like one of those iconic beers. It smells like apple cider, but it's a beer. Morgan, I think you would actually like these. And then what I have here is something that you might be familiar with, and that is Viking's blood.
Oh yeah, Viking's blood. Yeah.
A mead. Yeah. It's a Nordic honey wine with dried hibiscus and ginger added. So I guess since I don't have a shot glass, and this comes in at, I think it's like 13%. No, 19%. I was a bit off. I wish y'all could smell that cork because it smells really good. It's a little thick. It's kind of syrupy. So I guess I'm just going to pour what I think might be a shot in here, and then I'll chug it down for you guys. But yeah, the camels in the outback. And the next thing we'll get into, another fun fact is wombat poop is cube shaped, by the way. All right, let's just do I don't know, that might be a
way
shot.
to lead into that.
Here we go. Cheers. Right? Because this might taste like wombat poop. I don't know. We'll see. Cheers. Actually, that was really good. That was really good. The honey in the Viking's blood and the hibiscus and stuff kind of blended very well with the Bushlight apple. That was an amazing drop shot. Thank you guys so much for getting to 1,000. I appreciate that. Woohoo! First live on TikTok.
I say not bad for a first
travel
live.
live on Pint Time. I know, right? Not bad. Yeah, maybe we might have to make this a weekly thing every Friday or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but we figured we'd give it a run and see how it goes.
Yep.
Now,
why not do a trial test live?
Yeah, we'll do a trial test live. So I appreciate all your guys' support. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it, as always. Morgan appreciates it too. And I'm actually really enjoying this live after our little skips in the beginning and me trying to figure everything out.
And
I would say I'm semi
Wi-Fi.
technically inclined.
As I say,
Yeah,
Wi-Fi
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah, Wi-Fi issues. So I have a mobile Wi-Fi that I'm using, and sometimes it works great, other times not so great. But yeah, so far it's been a lot of fun. And again, if you guys didn't know, the videos playing behind me are from my travels through Australia. They're on my YouTube channel. If you guys want to follow me on YouTube, that would be awesome. I'm trying to catch up to him now because he's ahead of me.
Overtaken.
But you can just go to YouTube and search Backpacker Mike. Yeah, he overtook me. Backpacker Mike, and give me a follow. I've been uploading all my Facebook lives on there, and I'm going to start uploading some more travel videos. I have a few of them I have to upload there. And Morgan, give your YouTube a shout out too.
Yeah, so at official Morgan Luke on YouTube, I'm pretty sure now you can just search Morgan Luke and I'm literally the top result. And all my Australia videos on there, Dubai, New Zealand, all of the archived Chit Chat Show episodes are on there as well. So if you want to go back and listen to the podcast, that's all on there. However, if you want to listen to it with your screen locked and just the background audio, you need YouTube Premium. So that's a bit of a downside. But I've just started doing travel guides. So if you want travel guides for London, Paris, Rome, wherever, I've got travel guides going up now as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we did a Chit Chat show together about what 3 months ago or so. Absolutely loved it.
I think
So
I
you
remember. I think it was May 3rd. I think when I looked,
May
it's a bit
3rd.
more. I was gonna say it's more than 2 months ago.
More than 2 months ago. Okay, so my time frame is way off. But that's okay.
So closer to 4.
Closer to 4 months away. Hold on, I got this thing.
As I say, you could probably try and find the upload date.
Yeah, you can find the upload date. Yeah, it probably was May. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, if you want to check that out, you can either go to my channel or his channel, and you can find it. If you go to my channel, look down below where it says collaborations, and you will see it. And give it a listen, and give it a like and a share, and all that good stuff. I know we got kind of sidetracked from the wombat poop being cube-shaped, but Australia's native wombats deposit distinctive cube-shaped droppings. Their unique shape prevents their scat from rolling off rocks and logs, helping them mark their territories effectively. This was when I wanted to look up interesting Australia facts, wombat shit was not on my list of things to find out about, but how crazy did they shit in a cube? I never knew. I've been around a ton of wombats. I saw wombats dead on the side of the road while I was traveling with mate Mike.
I was gonna say,
did you see any wombats when you were in Australia other than in the zoo?
Other than in the zoo, no. But I saw in the zoos. I saw them both in Sydney Zoo and the Brisbane Koala Sanctuary.
Yeah. Yeah, the Sydney Zoo, and yeah, that's pretty cool. I went to the Australian Zoo, which some of those videos are on here. Which, by the way, this is the satellite that my mate Mike took me to. I don't know if you heard about this while you were over there or not, Morgan, but this satellite was the satellite that actually broadcasted Neil Armstrong's first steps on the moon, because the one in Houston went down, and this one in Australia was the backup. So whenever you guys see the video or hear the words, this first step for mankind, whatever, that was actually brought to you through this satellite that is in Australia, New South Wales. So pretty cool history there. They actually made a movie about it too, called The Satellite or something, I think, and that was really cool as well. So, but yeah, we went to the Australian Zoo, and that is the one with it's Crikey, the crocodile hunter. That's
Steve
his zoo,
Owen.
his
Steve Owen.
family, Yeah,
Steve
Steve
Irwin.
Irwin. Yeah. Steve Irwin. I grew up with Steve Irwin and watching him wrestle with crocs and all kinds of crazy stuff. So it was kind of cool to go to his zoo. I got to see like his son and his daughter do interactions with the crocodile. They have this massive crocodile there. It's like 3,000 pounds or something ridiculous. He's just so massive. But yeah, that zoo was really awesome. There is a video in here of me going to that zoo as well. But and since we're talking about beer, also, since it's pint time, a Prime Minister beer record. The former Australian Prime Minister, Bob Hawke, famously held a Guinness World Record for sculling, which is Australian word for chugging, for sculling 2.5 pints of beer in just 11 seconds while at Oxford University in 1954.
Bloody hell.
A feat he jokingly credited for his later political success.
That
2.5
sounds...
liters, man. 2.5
Jesus.
liters. Was it 2.5 liters, right? 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. Oh, 2.5 pints. I mean, what is that? Like 30, 40 something ounces? Almost a liter, I guess.
You're
Right?
using
And
units.
a liter is like
I was gonna-
64?
This is where the translation
I know,
across
I'm
the
mixing-
Atlantic does.
Yeah.
You're using metric and imperial at the same
imperial
time.
And, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think, because here in the United States, we're kind of taught to think, okay, if it's 64 ounces, what would it be in milliliters, you know?
I was going to say, because
So
I know
we're like one of 3 countries in the world that use that.
I was going to say, because I know, and I remember looking this up when I was in the States, the American pint is different to a UK pint. They're different sizes. Ours is bigger. For once, we have...
yours is, yeah. Ours is 12 or 16 ounces, maybe. Is a pint. This is a pint glass.
I was going to say, ours is a little taller than that.
What was that? That Murphy's I poured in there was 14.9 ounces. But it doesn't give me
in pints.
Like milliliters or anything, unfortunately. Yeah.
I was going to say, when
so
you
whatever
were telling
14
that,
something ounces
I was going to say, well, while you were on the track of random facts, I guess I could possibly give a couple. The Sydney Opera House had 3 different countries involved to build it. It was financed by the British.
No way.
It was financed by the British, designed by the Dutch, and the materials were supplied by New Zealand.
No way.
Had 3 different countries involved to build it, and
that's pretty cool. Oh,
yeah,
sure,
3
it
different.
says 16 ounces.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 different countries to build the Opera House, and then
that's cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and then the Harbour Bridge. Do you know the reason the Harbour Bridge exists? Because it was a symbol.
Tell us, Morgan.
So basically, obviously, the British colonizers, the evil people, the British colonizers,
right?
They signed a peace treaty with the indigenous, and they built the bridge to symbolize the new. To symbolize the new friendship, which is why, still to this day, 2 flags fly on the top. The indigenous flag and now the Australian flag, but it was formerly the British flag.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, the indigenous are the Aborigines, if people don't know. The Aborigines.
Yeah, so that was
I
why...
love how the AI summary just popped up, and it said, host shares travel tales of Australia, facts like wombat poop. Do you see the AI summary in there?
Yeah.
Oh god, that's funny.
But the
Australia facts like wombat poop.
The AI summary is weird sometimes.
Anyway, but that's cool about the bridge. That's cool about the bridge. I didn't realize that.
Yep, it wouldn't have existed if they never.
The most. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say the bridge would have never have been built if they didn't come to a peace agreement. The bridge would have never been built.
Right. They would have just been using ferries or whatever to get across,
Yep.
probably.
Yep.
I will say that the city that I saw the most native Aborigines tribal history and information was in Brisbane. I saw some of it in Sydney, but Brisbane was like far and away more of the Aborigines, indigenous, like, stores selling their artwork, a cultural festival celebrating the Aborigines and the Polynesians.
And I think
I felt like Brisbane was more of a cultural.
I think I can tell you why. I think you might need to fact check. You might need to fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure the reason Brisbane is more Aborigines than Sydney is because when the British landed, they landed in Botany Bay, which was their first landing where Captain Cook landed. That is a kind of a lagoony type bay area right in between Sydney and Melbourne. That's over 300 miles away from Brisbane. So there's no way they could get up to Brisbane. Oh, yeah. So that is why I still think Sydney and Melbourne have the most British influence in architecture, buildings, and just systems in general. Like, transport is very designed off London.
Yeah, why do you think the English decided to land there first, given where they were coming from? Like, I mean, you would think that they would have landed in, the eastern side of Australia rather than the western.
You would think that you would have think they would have landed in Perth, because Perth is closer, is facing us. It's facing us.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, literally.
But then Sydney is literally on the opposite. I was going to say Sydney's on the opposite side of the country.
Yeah, so if they came from the Atlantic, say, they would have had to go below Chile and the Antarctic, which was like a horrendous travel back then in ships, because some made it, some didn't. But even if they came around that way, then they would have had to come up and go through French Polynesia, pass between New Zealand and Australia to loop around the other side to come into Sydney. Like, it's like, why did you pick there first? I'm just curious. But James Cook, didn't he later become a pirate in the Caribbean? Or is that the wrong Cook I'm thinking of?
No, he did have a stretch of Caribbean piracy, but I think that was actually I think that was before he became an explorer.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because I think his piracy
like
came first.
17 or something like that.
Yeah, because obviously he's responsible for, well, technically discovering and therefore dismantling Aborigines Australia and the indigenous Maori people in New Zealand.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, he he was involved in the Caribbean piracy. He was part of the pirate like democracy or whatever. And then I think when everything started to fall down, that was when James Cook was like, I'm going to make a deal with the English. And they forgave him, and then he became an explorer for them because he knew that area. Yeah, so he would have had to go through the Caribbean, I would assume.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or go through South America to come around that way.
I mean, I can't. I was going to say, I can't.
Unless they were just so far out.
I was going to say, I couldn't see a practical way where he could go kind of eastward around the world, because then you'd have to go through the Mediterranean, you'd have to go round Africa. And it's like, there's no way you would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we did, however,
it was like the Horn of Africa and South America.
Saying that, obviously, I don't know timings and dates, but obviously we did have South Africa as a British colony. So he might have gone to South Africa, paused, and carried on from South Africa.
He could have, yeah. Yeah, because South Africa was British and then it became Portuguese, right?
Yep.
Or
And
not
then it was
Portuguese, but Denmark or Danish,
uh,
right?
Danish, and then it got independence from the
Yeah,
Danish.
which is which is what Afrikaans is like a dialect of Danish, basically.
Yep. Yep.
When you hear a South African person in Afrikaans say lekker, and you go to Amsterdam and you say lekker, everybody knows exactly what it means. It means tastes great, awesome food, whatever. Lekker is just like really good. And it's kind of weird because when you go to the say the um, Heineken experience in Amsterdam, and you're doing the Heineken experience, they have lekker in big like letters in the tasting room to say that it tastes great. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go through some Aussie slangs for a few.
All right.
You probably heard some of these when you were over there, and some of them may pair up with you guys in the UK. I don't know, but
Okay.
fair dinkum. Do you remember fair dinkum?
I don't actually think
Fair
I've heard
dinkum in
Aussie.
Australia is really. Oh, it's just true, honest, or genuine. So, if you had a really good time or something like that, you could say it was a fair dinkum time or whatever. All right, let's get another one out here and pour it down. I'm gonna do a throwback here. So fair dinkum, yeah, it basically means true, honest, or genuine. First time I heard that was with Mike and his wife. By the way, I'm pulling out the old Mickey's malt liquor here because why not? I mean, I wish I had more Australian beers to share, but it's hard to get Australian beers here in the United States. The other one is Ripper, which is fantastic, great, or awesome. It's a Ripper. It was a Ripper. You remember hearing that when you were there? It's a
I
Ripper.
think I heard it probably in passing. I don't think I've ever had anyone say it to me.
No. Another one is good on you, mate. Good on you, mate. That just means well done or good job. Good on you, mate. You guys probably say that in the UK too. Don't
Yeah,
you?
that's originally a British saying that they've adopted. Good on you,
that's
mate.
what I figured. Good on you, mate. Brekkie. What's brekkie?
Yeah, breakfast.
Breakfast, yeah. They say that in the UK too, brekkie.
I'm pretty sure all of these ones that will be kind of... I was going to say, I'm pretty sure all of these ones that will be matches between Australian and British will be originating in Britain that we've passed off to them.
Oh, yeah. Or there'll be some variation thereof, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
The snag and the sanger. The snag is a sausage, and the sanger is a sandwich. So I'm assuming you got a sausage and a sausage sandwich is the sanger. Sanger. Then you got servo. The servo. I remember me and Mike saying, we got to go pull in the servo.
Service station. Service station.
Go ahead. Yep,
it's a service station.
Yep, service station, or as we say here in the States, gas station. But as you say everywhere else in the world, petrol
station.
Right? You guys don't say gas. Yeah, petrol
No,
station.
because it's petroleum. It's not.
We're like the only country in the world that calls it gas. Yeah.
Yeah, and we make fun of it all the time.
Go ahead.
We don't ever let you. We don't let you get away with it.
I know. I when I was traveling, I'd say, I got to go get gas, or we got to get gas or something, and somebody would be like, "Gas? What did you eat something? It's gonna give you gas." It's like petrol. I mean, it's just petrol. It's petrol. And the crazy part is I came back here to the United States after traveling around the world for 7 or 8 months, and I'm like, I got to go to the petrol station, and people are like, "What?" I go, shit, I'm back home. I got to go to the gas station. I got to go to the petrol. Let's see what else we got. The bottle O. The bottle O in Australia is a liquor store.
It's a liquor store, yes.
Yes, you got to buy liquor and beer from a separate store. Yeah,
Which is a foreign
it's
concept
mind
to the
blowing for a
British
lot of
mind.
Aussies to realize.
As I say, it's a bit mind
Yeah,
bending for the British when they're one shop. They're one shop.
one shop just has nothing but beer and wine in it. Beer, wine, liquor, and it's expensive, super expensive. But what was I gonna say about the? I forget what it was. But the liquor store, basically, like here in the United States, we have grocery stores or markets that got liquor stores inside of them, or liquor areas inside of them.
Yeah,
And so it's kind of odd for someone from Australia when they first come over here and they go, "What? I can buy liquor in a gas station?" Yeah, you could buy. You don't have to go to a liquor store.
I mean, the whole idea of a liquor store is very foreign to British people because obviously we just sell alcohol anywhere. It's like you'll find it on a shelf in a grocery store, you'll find it in a petrol
Right?
station, you'll find it in a flipping corner shop. You don't need an independent building with like a separate license to do liquor serving.
Right.
Like you could be walking around a grocery store and there'll just be an aisle full of beer.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like I said in one of these videos here that I have in Australia, we go into a liquor store to refill the cooler, and the amount, like 56, 60 something Aussie dollars for a bottle of Jameson, and I'm like, I spent $24.99 here in the United States, and if I went to Ireland at Jameson, I could probably buy a bottle for like $19 US or $19.99 US or something like that. So it's kind of crazy, but a lot of that stuff when it gets imported into Australia, because unfortunately Australia doesn't have a very high like sort of like a crop yield, or I mean they do but they don't. It's like I forget, last time I looked I think it was something like 60% of the products or something that are sold in Australia when it comes to like food, alcohol, beer, etc. is like imported. So you got to pay all those import fees.
Well, I think that's why
on top of that.
I think that's why Australia is trying to at the minute, or over the past couple of years, been making a lot more tariff-free, tax-free trade deals with countries. Like I know they've just done one with Vietnam,
Right.
they've just done one with Japan, and now they've just done one with us as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they can get their imports for a lot cheaper.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they could get imports from the Polynesia. Well, I don't know how much they do, but I know they do fruit and stuff in like New Zealand,
Oh yeah, the New Zealand
Southeast
and
Asia.
as I say, New Zealand and
It's a
Australia
lot.
pretty much share everything. New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Uh, let's see what else I got here. I got a couple more of those. An esky, which I heard this from mate Mike because we carried one of these in the car while we were traveling,
It's a
and
cooler.
that
It's a
is
cooler.
a
It's a
portable
cooler.
ice cooler for drinks and food. Yeah, it's a cooler. It's an esky, an esky. Then we got, which I heard mate Mike say this, and I wish I could get him on live. I don't even know if he does TikTok, but a stubby and a tiny. Do you know what those are?
They sound like how you'd break your toe in two places.
Right. A stubby is a bottle of beer, and a tiny, which has two N's, Tinny. A tiny is a can of beer. So we have a stubby, and we have a tiny, and that's what the deal is. A stubby and a tiny. Pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, Macca's.
McDonald's.
You remember Macca's?
That's
Yes,
Mackie D's.
McDonald's. Yes. Yep. In Australia, they call it Macca's. And my mate Mike, who was just in that picture right there, my mate Mike, he's we left. We were on our trip, and we left in the morning. And the place we had didn't offer breakfast, so he's like, "You want to stop and get some macas?" They always say it with like a emphasis. You want to stop and get some macas? Like, okay, let's get some macas. He started laughing. I'm like, whatever Macca's is, I'm assuming it's McDonald's. He's like, yep, it's McDonald's. So yeah, Macca's is McDonald's. They emphasize it because it's Maccas, so it's Macca's. Macca's. Anyway, sunnies. What are sunnies?
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Yes. Arvo.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Yes. Good job, man. See how this correlates between the UK and Australia. Chuckasicki.
A what?
Chuckasicki. 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 3
You're taking the day. You're taking the day off because you're sick.
Yes, but you're not really sick. You're chucking a sickie. So it's calling in sick for work when you're not really sick. And the last one I got for you is my shout. My shout.
Oh, my shout. My round. Is it to do with alcohol? It's my round.
My round. Yes, yes, yes. Buying the next round or drinks or paying for the bill for someone. Yeah, my shout. Good job.
We don't
See how
really
that
use
translates?
that. I was going to say that's one of the ones that's more similar, but not an exact match because we'd just say my round.
My round. That's what you guys say. So
Yeah,
in Australia, I guess they say my shout.
Yeah.
Whatever. My shout.
If you said that in a British
cool.
pub, then you'd get very weird looks.
Right? They'd be like, "What is he talking? What are you going to shout?"
Exactly. That's what we'd be like. Go on, then. What are you going to shout?
I'm going to shout. Next round's on me. That's what I'm going to shout. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, well, we made it to 1,000 likes, but that's about it so far. We've had some comments. Let's see. What's the new AI summary update? Comparing Australia's slang to British phrases. Share your favorite Aussie word. There you go. Let the AI summary do its thing.
I was going to say, the AI summaries.
I'm trying to think of anybody I know on TikTok right now.
I can have a look. Is anyone online?
That has been to Australia.
As I say, not a single person is online right now.
Oh, that you know?
Yeah, normally there's like a green. If you click the share button, normally there's a green circle under their icon that tells you if they're online.
Oh, I see. Oh, I got a few of them actually.
Did you ever take public transport in Australia? Did you ever take like public transport?
No, I did not. Mostly because hold on, I'm gonna try to send this invite out a few times. Why not? Because
you can also share it to your story, like your TikTok story. That'll push.
Does it give me an option to search? Oh yeah, it does. Oh, I'll just send a couple out, just see what happens. What were you saying now? I'm sorry.
Public transport. Did you ever take public transport?
No, I did not because, well, mate Mike was driving his car, so we drove all the way down to Sydney, and when we parked in that absolutely shitty garage that YHA had for us to park in the basement below everything, I mean, I had to get out of the car and direct him in. We literally had like this much space it was horrible trying to get everything out of the car. So we're like, we're not getting in the car again. So we walked everywhere. Aside from taking the ferry from Sydney to Manly, we didn't really use the public transport. But The ferry wasn't that bad of a price either. I think it was, I don't know, maybe $2 or $3 or something to go across
Yeah,
the
I've always
ferry.
found the public transport in Australia has always been dirt cheap. It's I mean, I when I went out to the Blue Mountains, which was the longest train I ever took, which was like possibly 2 hours, 2 and a bit hours. Um, that was like $8. I was like, that's £4. You could never get a train for £4 in England.
Right? Yeah, no kidding.
England trains are so expensive. It is ridiculous. Sometimes it's honestly cheaper to
Um,
fly.
when I was in England, we can just talk about like, it's kind of bounce back and forth between like different travel stories or advice or whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but when I was in England, I was in London, I should say. Uh, I flew into, was it Gatwick? I think.
Yeah, Gatwick. Yeah,
I flew into Gatwick, and I ended up staying at a hotel there that was, I don't know, maybe 50 something pound a night. It was near the hotel or near the airport somewhat. I thought I was going to be closer to like downtown area of London, but I wasn't. So I had to take public transit every day. Like I had to take either the tube or, trolley or whatever, or the double decker bus. Uh, but I'm trying to think. When I got down to London, though, I mostly walked everywhere. Obviously, I had to go see Westminster. I had to see Big Ben, which is actually,
the the
the
Bell.
clock, not the tower. The tower has like a different name. Yeah, the bell. That's what it is. Has a different name. But I walked all over there. What is it? The Queen's Park or something like that, or the Royal Park that's right there by the little river that goes by. I went there. I'm trying to think. I didn't really take, and then I caught an Uber back to the hotel. I was only there for maybe 2 or 3 nights,
Mhm.
maybe either 3 days, 2 nights, or 2 days, one night, or something
So
like that.
you didn't
My whole
really
goal
do.
was
I
to
was gonna
make
say
it.
you basically scraped to the surface of London. You didn't do London properly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the my London visit I didn't do properly, and it was it just happened to work out that the tickets that I got out of Orlando were super cheap to get to England, and I knew to go from London to Dublin for St. Patty's Day was going to be a lot cheaper than me flying into Dublin for St. Patty's Day. So like my flight was, I don't know, $350, $450 or something to fly into London into Gatwick. But I did get around London. I ate at some burger joint there that was pretty cool. They did like some smash burgers. Maybe it was called like smash burger or something or other. They were pretty good. Obviously, I saw Westminster. I walked all over there, walked over the bridge, fed some squirrels, uh, and then I caught the tube out of London to, is it Canterbury maybe? And then I
Canterbury,
caught
yeah.
the train, Canterbury, and then I caught the train from there. I think to the coast of West England to take the Irish ferry across the Irish Sea to Dublin, and I forget the name of that town that's there on the coast of England that I left out of. It's kind of a weird name, if I remember right. But yeah, so then I took the ferry there into Dublin, and then the next day was St. Patty's Day, and man, listen, if you're gonna spend this St. Patty's Day in Dublin, I highly recommend it. It was
I was gonna
awesome.
say
If you can't
because
do Dublin and you want to find a cheaper place to go, you could go to Limerick. You can go to there's another one that does
I
a
was gonna
really good
say
St. Patty's Day.
Galway probably does a good one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I know we obviously addressed it on the chit chat show, but the fact you completely skipped out on New Zealand.
Yeah, I know New Zealand. Yeah, yeah, that was a. See, my thing was is that I really wanted to get to New Zealand, but at the time frame that I had to leave Australia out of Brisbane, because that was the nearest best possible option for me to fly out of for mate Mike. It was about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive for him to take me there, which is where he picked me up. But um, to fly into, say, Christchurch uh, or Auckland, I think were the two places I checked. It was almost double the amount that it would have cost me to fly into Honolulu, Hawaii. And I thought, shit, at this point, I was limited on my money. I had run my money down to the most minimum, and it was like I had to try to share as many experiences as I could with that last, say, $2,000 I
Yeah.
had in my bank.
I was
So,
gonna, yeah, I was gonna say
and I
because I
really wanted to
know,
go to Australia, or really wanted to go to New Zealand.
I was gonna say because I flew to New Zealand
Go ahead.
From Sydney International Airport, and I think it cost me because I paid in obviously Aussie dollars. I think it only cost me like 310 Australian, which is like dirt cheap when you
Yeah,
convert that to US.
that's not
When you convert
horrible.
that to USD or pounds, that's dirt cheap,
Yeah,
and it's only like a 3 hour flight into Auckland.
yeah,
It's so it's
yeah. It's
like,
not bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
I spent.
when I looked out of Brisbane, it was around three or 400 Aussie, and then to fly from Auckland to Hawaii was like another 400 or 500 or New Zealand dollars. And I thought, shit, I can fly straight to Honolulu for two. It must be a destination spot for people in that part of Australia or something, and that they had so many people going that direction because I got it for like, I don't know, maybe 300 and something Aussie dollars or US dollars for a one-way flight to Honolulu. So,
I was gonna say, because you're obviously got a US passport, you're technically in home territory once you land on Honolulu.
right, yeah, once I landed there, I'm good. Even if I
You're under,
became homeless there, I'd be okay. Yeah, I'd find a
I mean,
tent and
is there worse
pitch out
places to
and
become?
make my way
As I
back
said, I don't think
eventually.
there's. If you're going to be homeless in Hawaii.
Right. I mean, really, why not? You can,
I was gonna
if you got
say,
enough money to buy a tent and a fishing pole, you're good to go. You
because
can just live
obviously,
on fish and make your own poke bowls.
because obviously, this comes to like now we're getting on like passports and stuff. This comes into my issue with
Yeah.
traveling these days. There is so many visas, ETAs, e-visa forms you got to fill out to enter every flipping country, and then they're going to cost like
Yeah.
20, 30,
Especially,
$40 at a time.
yeah. Especially for us now, we got to pay to go into the EU. We never had to do that before. It's like
I
24,
mean,
25 euro or something.
yeah, I mean, we are currently exempt in the UK for the minute. It's like a temporary
Right.
pause, but they will eventually introduce it for us.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, the whole visa and passport thing can be like when I was traveling the world, I never went anywhere where I couldn't get an electronic visa or my passport wasn't accepted immediately. So like when I went to Thailand, they had visa on arrival. So,
Mhm.
which ironically enough, when I landed in Thailand, they never charged me for any of that. No
I
visa
was
on
gonna say
arrival, no
because
nothing.
I know
They literally
that
just stamped my passport and I was gone.
I was gonna say because I know that's the main difference between obviously the UK and the US passport. Because we can get in a hell of a lot more countries without paperwork than you. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
we
We
can
have a
get into.
strong passport, but at the same time, yeah.
I mean, obviously, you can't get in the Commonwealth countries as easy as we can, and we can get into mainland China without a visa. You need a visa to get into mainland China.
Yeah, we need a visa, except for
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Yeah, well, at least till 2028 or something like that. Whatever it is.
I was going to say because we just did a trade deal with China and immigration was part of it. I think we are allowed. I think it's through to the end of the decade. We now have visa-free entry to mainland China in like for 30 days at a time. So we can go Beijing,
Really?
Shanghai. Yeah, we can walk straight into China. Like
See,
obviously,
I would love to go. I would love to go to China, honestly. But if I go anywhere in China, I got to apply for a visa. And at this point in time, and I don't get into politics on the show when I'm on Facebook. I'm not going to do it here on TikTok. But at this point in time, I don't want to do that because I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen when I get back. Like, why were you in China? Are you trying to sell a top secret? Something. I don't know. I could be way off base, but I think about that shit because when I came back from traveling for 7 months, Morgan, the looks that I got from some of the Border Patrol and Customs guys was like I was a criminal. I mean, I had to do fingerprint. I had to scan my passport. It was more. Yeah, it was more difficult for me to get back in the country I was born in than it was to get into some other countries that I traveled to around the world, like Malta. I flew from Catania, Sicily. Don't say Italy. Catania, Sicily. I flew from Catania, Sicily to Malta, and I literally got off the plane, walked into the thing, and there was my backpack. I picked it up, walked out of the airport, got on a €5 van that took me to the hotel I was staying in. No border, no customs, no nothing.
I was gonna say you won't have a border. You won't have a border because they're both in the EU, so there's no borders.
Right? Yeah, they're both in the EU. Yeah, they're both in the EU. Which I found out too that my U.S. passport, which I have on me by the way, my new one. This is another thing for those of you in the United States that are traveling and you're looking to get a bunch of stamps on your passport. You're going to get a stamp to enter the EU, and you're going to get a stamp to leave the EU, and that is it. Unless, of course, you go to like Eastern Europe that is recognized by the EU, but still has, say, like their own currency or whatever, like say Poland, Slovenia, Croatia. Those countries, you still may get a stamp. Just depends on where you're originating bus or train or whatever it was to get there.
I think the rule is it's the Schengen zone. So any country that's part of the Schengen zone, you get the stamp in, the stamp out. That's it. You don't get because obviously Poland's not part of that. Moldova's not part of that. Romania's not part of that.
No. Yeah, and the Schengen is for those of you who may not know is like Iceland, Sweden, Norway, Finland. And that's what I tell people too.
Germany, France, Netherlands.
Yeah, and it's like if you want to be a long haul traveler or budget traveler like myself, and you want to spend 6 months, say, in between Europe and the Schengen zone and the Icelandic countries, you basically go 90 days on your passport. You can go 90 days in the EU. Then you can go you can do far more, but you can do 90 days in the EU. You can do 90 days in the UK, which includes England, Scotland, etc., because then your passport resets. And then you can do 90 days in the Schengen, and you can also apply for a Schengen visa, so then you can spend an additional 90 days. So you can spend 180 days in the Icelandic countries, and an additional 90 days for the EU and the UK. So you could literally live for almost a whole year in that area just by bouncing around in different places.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Morgan.
No, that's pretty much right for the US passport. But I was going to say, just to clarify, that's for the US passport.
Yeah, for the US passport. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
with the
yeah, exactly. You're
I
right.
was gonna say,
You're
because
right.
with the
Let's
UK,
clarify that.
because with the UK passport, there is no visas. We can
Yeah,
just
and theirs is far
stroll on it.
different.
We can just stroll on in,
Yeah,
at least until they decide to
yeah. If
change
he
the
wants to go
law.
work in Iceland, he can go work in Iceland. Like
Yeah,
it's
at least until they change the law. That's the law at the minute.
right. Yeah.
Because obviously
However,
we're not.
Scotland, he could go live in Scotland if he
I was gonna
wanted.
say because obviously we're not part of the EU anymore. But what we're currently waiting on is whatever
Right.
countdown since Brexit to expire, and then them to decide what they're doing with our passport law.
Right. And then hopefully they'll just ixnay Brexit altogether. That was something radical, in my
I
opinion,
was gonna
anyway.
say
Like I
we
said,
need
I
to
don't
go.
like to get into
As a
politics on here,
no,
but
no, but I've made it very clear on my page that from a travel perspective, us being part of the EU was very beneficial.
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. And liken it, if you're from here in the United States, liken it to us going from state to state to get a job and live in a new area. It's in a sense the same thing when it comes down to the EU and the UK. So like he can go work in Germany, he can go work in Italy and Spain and wherever he wants to work, and he doesn't have to apply for anything extra. He can just move there, get a job, find a cool apartment, and live in a place that all of us in the United States want to go travel to and spend thousands of dollars to travel to sometimes. So it's similar to us. Like I'm in Florida. A lot of people want to come to Florida, the beaches, the whatever. We live in like the most Jurassic Park type of place next to Australia in the world. We've got crocodiles and alligators living in the same spot. We've got panthers. We've got monkeys. We've got pythons. We've got everything here that's sort of same as Australia does. And so someone living in Georgia wants to move to Florida, they could just come here. They don't need a passport. They don't need anything. They just come here, find a place, rent a place, get a job, change their driver's license, which is the only documentation that you have to change really, and then you can live in a different state. So just to correlate that for Morgan to do that, to go from the UK to say somewhere in the EU and live, it's the exact same process that we would do here in the States to move to a different state, or for that matter, another U.S. Commonwealth or whatever territory,
I'm
etc.,
gonna
like
say,
Puerto Rico,
yeah,
Guam,
the Commonwealth
U.S. Virgin
situation.
Islands.
As I say, the Commonwealth situation is a little bit different because obviously I dealt with this while in
Yeah,
Australia. Because the EU is simple. I can just stroll on in. That's it. There is no red line. There is no line to say you cannot cross. So you can just stroll on in. When the Commonwealth
right,
countries, with the Commonwealth countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Jamaica, India, there, South Africa, there is a lot more paperwork, but we have it easier than, for example, you would. Because on a UK, we would have
right,
less paperwork than you'd have to fill out.
right. Yeah. Which when I traveled to Australia, my e visa to get through them was super simple. And oh, by the way, I'm drinking this Market Garden Cleveland light lager. It's really good. One of my favorite. I got this up in Ohio when I was up there. But when I traveled to Australia to get my e visa, I was in Kamala Beach, Thailand. Uh, Initially, it was either Australia or Japan because my father had served in. Oh, by the way, Star Wars says hi, Morgan. In case you missed that.
Yeah.
Uh, I my father was stationed in Japan in World War II, and so part of me wanted to go to Australia, or I mean, to
Japan.
Japan to visit the areas that he was at when he was 18, 19 years old. And then another part of me wanted to go to Australia to fulfill the dream that the promise that I gave him. And the flights just weren't working out for Japan as easily as they were for Australia. So when I was in Kamala Beach, I just went on to figure out how to get an Australian visa, and I knew that they had an electronic visa. And I have to say, for a U.S. Citizen trying to get an Australian e visa, it was super simple. I filled out the paperwork, gave them all my information, the information on my passport, and it cost me 20, I don't know, between 20 and 25, say, Aussie dollars to get the passport. And it said within 24 to 48 hours, and within like maybe 12 hours, I got it back. And it was super quick. They automatically attached my e-visa number to my passport number. So when I left Phuket, when I flew out of Phuket, and I flew into Brisbane, and I went to border control, because you guys will notice that some countries you travel to, it's border control. Some places it's, whatever they want to call it. And so I go to border control, and they were having issues trying to scan my old passport because it was always in my wallet, and sometimes it wouldn't scan right. And it's a funny story because the lady who, I think I told you this when we were talking about it on the on your chit chat show. But the lady looked at my passport, and then she looked at me and she said, "Are you Backpacker Mike?" And I said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am." And she's like, "Oh my God, I follow you. And my son follows you. He's the one who told me about you." And I thought, oh shit, I come all the way to Australia and a border control agent is following me on YouTube. So she knew who I was right away. And she was super cool. She's like, "Oh, okay, I understand, whatever." She got it to scan. Everything was fine. But it was super easy to get in Australia. And I feel like that's the way it needs to be, is an e-visa thing, where your information is automatically ran through an international database. If you don't come back with any sort of, bad strikes against your record and whatever, it should just be
I was
a
going to
quick
say,
entry.
because
You pay your
Australia
20
to
bucks.
me, I'm gonna kind of use the example of not what the visa I went on, but like the process of a tourist visa in
Right.
Australia. So the
How it normally
e-visa
goes, yeah.
for a UK citizen or any other Commonwealth citizen, it's free. You don't pay anything. You and you don't have to fill out a paperwork. So literally, you'll take a picture of your passport. You'll then scan the chip inside your passport with your phone, and then you
No
have to do
way.
and then you have to do like a 3D scan of your face, where it'll ask you to like turn left,
Oh,
turn right,
geez.
look up,
Oh,
look
yeah.
down, and then
Yeah,
that's
I've
it.
had to, I've
Visa
had to go
approved
through that.
instantly. Once it verifies that passport belongs to you and you are a Commonwealth citizen, you're guaranteed entry on the spot.
That's it. Yeah, because you had to go through a background check to get that passport to begin with. So unless you've
Mhm.
done anything in the last X amount of whatever, yeah. So that makes total sense to me. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was the same with my Canadian passport. Canadian passport, my British Canadian tourist visa. I didn't pay anything, and I just did that 3D face scan my passport. Within 2 minutes, I get an email to say, "You're approved. You can now enter Canada."
That's brilliant. I
Apart
can
from,
remember not long ago, us here in the United States used to be able to travel to Canada, Mexico, the Bahamas, Bermuda without a passport. Like all we needed was our driver's license or birth certificate. Then after
yeah,
9/11 happened, we couldn't hardly Oh, there you go. There's Sydney Harbor right there on my video.
as I say, there.
That's me
Geez,
leaving
there's not a
Sydney
lot of
Harbor. Yeah.
buildings. There's not a lot of buildings. It looked taller when I was there.
No, there is. There's a little bit. That's from the Manly Ferry thing there. There's the bridge for you. There's the Harbor
So there's
Bridge.
I climbed to the top of that. So, but the
Yeah, I didn't even know that was an option to do.
yeah, you can
Or
climb it.
I would have climbed to that as well.
But I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. Sorry, got sidetracked.
So good, so good. Give me it. Well, I know you can't enter the UK at the minute without a UK e-visa. You can't just stroll in anymore. we need
Right.
to pay for our e-visa. I think it's like £10 or £15 or
Yep.
something like that. But yeah, you can't
It's
even
not
enter here
much, but
anymore.
you got to apply for it before you enter.
I mean,
Hey, I wouldn't even hate you guys. But no, I'm not going to say that on this. I'm not going to say it on this.
I'm gonna, I
I'm
mean,
just
I
going to
can't.
say. I'm not going to
I
say it.
mean, I mean, the situations I've heard from when the World Cup was in America and flipping Europeans being turned away like mental. It's like flipping
Yeah.
heck. I've never heard of so many people being turned away at JFK and Orlando and flipping Miami. It's like I can't even
Yeah.
enter America.
One of the
I still can't.
referees was turned
I was gonna say,
away.
yeah, yeah. I still can't enter America at the minute. I can't even step foot on US
No,
soil. No, I'm fully undocumented, as Trump
that's a
would say.
shame.
I'm undocumented.
I'm undocumented. Yep, you're undocumented from England.
I was gonna say the thing is, I
Yeah.
obviously you said you got scrutinized coming back to America after your travels. Obviously, like
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
US customs,
Absolutely, I did. Yeah.
it's completely the polar opposite. So obviously, I
And it's
went
my country.
Australia. As I say, it's the polar opposite here because obviously I went Australia, New Zealand, and Dubai in one trip. I literally went straight up to an e-gate, put my passport down. It literally says on the screen, approved, gates open, I'm back in. I don't even speak to a single person.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, America is the only
That's so
country.
crazy, but here it's
As I say, America is the only country I know that's considered itself the powerhouse of the Western world, and yet you don't have e gates on your border. It's like every other
nope.
Western
We sure
country has
don't.
e-gate. Every other Western
Part of
country.
that is it. Yeah. Part of that is because of 9/11, obvious reasons, but with today's technology and everything, I don't see why it couldn't just be instantly. You just run a quick check through Interpol and
That's how
the
people say
international
the.
check here in the
Well,
United
I was
States.
looking at. Well,
You're done with it.
The way the UK system works is when you put your passport down, it literally in milliseconds will check not only the Home Office database to check any criminal convictions and stuff, but it also will run a check on the European Policiad database and Interpol with the United Nations. So it literally in seconds, it's done
Right.
3 lots of criminal checks on you, and if it all checks out and you have a valid visa or you're a citizen, welcome in. You can walk through the without speaking to a soul.
Yeah. You're good to go. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, even I
That's kind of the
know.
way it is in Thailand. They just scan your passport. If there's no hits on your
Problem.
passport, you have no criminal record, no warrants, no problems with
I
anything. It's
mean,
like, okay,
I mean,
thank
the
you.
most
Enjoy
the most
enjoy Thailand.
the most efficient airport I've ever been to is in Dubai. Dubai airport is so efficient. It's literally like from the minute you do your bag drop off at the check-in, you don't stop moving until you're in that
Mhm.
departure lounge. Like security is not stop start. They keep continuously funnel people through. Dubai airport is
Right.
so flipping good. I just wish,
I can't
I, ju-
remember. I don't think I was in. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just wish London Heathrow could be that efficient. London Heathrow is a nightmare.
Yeah, Heathrow. Yeah, yeah,
It's the
that's what I've
second.
heard.
I was gonna say the second
Um,
largest. It's the second largest airport in Europe.
yeah, I know. I forget what the first is.
Frankfurt. It's Frankfurt. Frankfurt,
Frankfurt.
Germany.
That's right, Frankfurt. I was in Frankfurt. I had a layover in Frankfurt, and they messed up my freaking transfer with my backpack. Oh my god! And I had to get off of that plane. They had an issue with my backpack. I had to go all the way back out as if I was leaving to go visit Frankfurt. Come back in with a new ticket. Go back through customs in Frankfurt. Now, mind you, I'm traveling with, my laptop, all my camera gear, charging cables, uh, power battery packs, like all kinds of shit. I got wires and everything in there. And I come back into Frankfurt, and the policia, they're sitting there with their semi-auto rifles, and they're looking at me like, "What the hell is up with this guy?" The guy's pulling all my charging cables out and everything out of my. I'm like, "Listen, I'm not, that's just to my, camera equipment, my this or that." They had to go through everything. The guy with the rifle, the military guy, came over with these like bomb swabs, had to swab everything, and I'm thinking, man, I just got off one plane and literally was in the airport to get on another plane after they messed this up. And yeah, that was a bit nerve wracking for me. However, I knew I had nothing illegal or anything to worry about, but still, you just don't know. You're in another country, and it just depends. They could be like, I don't give a shit about you, or they could have some sort of adverse attitude towards Americans because they ran into a bunch of Americans that were idiots when they were traveling, so they just automatically assume that you're like that. But the overall experience went okay. It was just nerve wracking. Why do you have this? Why do you have a mini drone? Why do you have this drone? Why do you have these cameras? Why do you have all these charging cables? I'm like, I don't know. But anyway. So yeah, it could be kind of interesting depending upon where you fly into. But yeah, Frankfurt was beautiful flying into though. But I had a layover there to get to Barcelona, I believe it was, maybe. I just forget. And
As
then
I
I had
say,
Berlin.
I've never been into Germany at all, so I've never been into Frankfurt.
What? You're like right there. You could probably
I know.
find a $30 Ryan air flight.
Well, you could probably
Fly
take a
into like
train. No, knowing our
yeah,
systems, you can probably
you
take you can take a
yeah
train.
yeah. I was gonna say you could probably take a train. If you want to go to Paderborn, Germany, I got a really good friend of mine there, Yoshi. He could show you all over Paderborn, Germany. So if you want to get down there, he's got his own apartment, etc. So yeah, just let me know.
Yeah.
This thing is pretty warm, so
I was going to say, it looks like everyone has left by the look of it. Well, we got one person in here,
uh,
Natalie. Just
it
Natalie.
looks like two.
As I say, one of them is
I think
me.
I
One of
got
them's,
two.
as I say, it's top left, top right hand corner. You can see the number of amount of people who are here.
Yeah.
It's me
Natalie.
and
Hello, Natalie. Thank you for hanging out with us.
as I say, obviously I will be one of them, but y-
How long have we been doing this live now? I guess we kind of went through my whole.
in a bit.
It was supposed to be. Yeah, I guess we went through my whole video. All right. Let me do. I'll pour
As I say,
one
if you
more, and
want
then
to,
we'll chit chat through this, and then we'll get out of here.
as I say, I was going to say, if you want to wrap it up, because this has got to go on like YouTube and Facebook afterwards. This file is going to be massive.
What is it? What is it at now? We've only been going for what, like 2 hours, something like
Yeah,
that.
210, 210.
210. Okay. All right, we'll get it. Hey, we made it to 1100.
Yep.
We made it to 1100.
Not bad for a
So I guess
first
we don't
TikTok
have to
stream.
tell any. I know, right? I'm digging it. Maybe we could do this once a week and just talk about a different country. Even if you haven't traveled there yet, we can still talk about it.
Yeah.
And I know it's after midnight over where you are.
Yeah, I was going to say it's 11:15, so not quite 11:15.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, you're 5 hours?
Yeah, 5 hours.
So you're 5 hours
This summer,
away.
as I say, it's because
Oh,
it's
okay. I was
summertime.
thinking you were
Because it's
6.
summertime, our clocks have changed. We're not
Yeah,
on. We're
ours
not
went an
on.
hour ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you're closer to us now. We're normally 6.
Oh, okay. Because Yoshi, I believe in Paderborn, Germany, is still 6.
Yeah, mainland
Oh,
Europe
this is
doesn't
the
change.
AIS. This is the Australian Olympic training facility that I visited. By the way, if you're interested. Um, so yeah, you're 5 hours and he's 6 hours.
Yeah, mainland Europe doesn't really change
Still,
times.
I was gonna say because he's still 6 hours in the winter time when we go back.
Yeah,
This
mainland Europe,
coming
main. Yeah, I was gonna
August,
say.
September, October, somewhere like that, we'll fall back an hour.
Yeah, we don't change again until October at some point.
It's probably about the time we do. So then you'll be 6 hours ahead, and we'll be an hour behind.
Yep.
I guess is how that'll go. Cool. So
And
this next TikTok, what do you want to do? What do you want to talk about?
whatever. I don't care.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
I'm thinking maybe we can do these TikToks like once a week. Say like every Friday from like I don't know 3:30 to 5:30 or something.
I was gonna say you might need to cap it because obviously I can't be sat out here in literally sat out here in the garden. The only
It's all
reason
right.
I can do it. I was gonna say the only reason I can do this is because it's summer and it's a heat wave.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be out there sitting in the snow and the freezing weather.
Precisely. Yep.
So we'll have to find a new venue for you to do it, and I'm doing it in this sweltering studio that I have at the moment in a storage unit that I have. As you can see, it's in a storage unit.
Jeez.
But that's what happens, you know. Yeah, I mean, you do what you can do, man.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, what's happening at my friend Greg's house? But you know, things changed, and he wanted to do whatever he wanted to do, and so I got my stuff out of there and I put it in here in the studio and in the storage unit, and it's cool. There's a lot of stuff I got to kind of get rid of, but overall, it's not horrible, and in the wintertime it'll be perfect here because you know come 40 50 60 degrees it'll be perfect in here. So it's just in the summer hot months that it'll be a little difficult, but yeah, once a week I'm down with doing these lives once a week. If you want, we can do it. We'll just have to come up with a topic, and maybe we'll do it Friday, and I'll do the Facebook Live on Saturday. For those of you who may still be tuning in or whatever, I do my Facebook Live show over on Facebook. I'll be doing it tomorrow. I normally do it on Saturdays, but however, it's a bit of a special episode tomorrow. It's going to be different than what Morgan and I talked about today. So when we do the TikTok show and I do the Facebook show, unless I can somehow kind of get them together, which was a bit of a challenge today, I logged on to both of my laptops, and apparently I don't have Facebook on either of my laptops.
I
And
was gonna
so,
say that's the entire reason of the delayed before we started.
yeah, and so I'm like, I'm trying to log on, and it's telling me to put in a password. I'm like, I haven't put in a password on Facebook in like decades. I have no idea, no earthly idea what this fucking password is. And so it's like, okay, well, let me try the other tablet. So I try the other tablet, the one that I've had the longest, this one. I'm like, let me try this tablet, and then nothing. It's not on there. It says it logged me in through my Google email, and then it said, enter password. I'm like, I don't have a freaking password. I don't even know what the password is anymore. So once I get that figured out, I might be able to simultaneously do it. We'll see. If not, I'll do something with the camera here, which I got to work that out, because eventually I think what the plan is, Morgan, is we're gonna sort of transition from Facebook to TikTok and YouTube.
The
And I know that
algorithms are better.
you
I was going to say
really
the
love,
algorithms are better. Yeah, the algorithms are better on TikTok and
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, exactly. And TikTok has a lot of incentives for live shows, and gifts and things like that we can kind
Yeah,
of
I mean,
get
there's
into.
there's gifts, there's live shopping, so brands could pay you, for example, for a 5 minute segment in a live stream to go buy this,
Right, yeah. Which
and
I've
if
had a
people
lot of
buy it,
brands reaching
I was
out
going
to
to
me
say,
lately.
yeah, and if they buy something during the segment, because there's literally a buy button on the page, you'll get 30% commission.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've had a bunch of brands reach out to me to do like promos for them. Some of them, I'll be honest with you, is like, why are you even sending me this? Like a faucet attachment that
I was gonna
stretches out
say
and sprays your pans.
at
Like,
least
I'm
I was
not
gonna
even.
say
I don't even do
at
any of that
least
type of content.
at least you're getting offers, because out of my entire time on YouTube, and bearing in mind I've now surpassed you in terms of subscribers on YouTube, I've had
Oh, really?
one brand, just the one.
No way, just one.
Yeah, and it was
And it's
a
probably something
travel.
that has nothing to do with your content.
Oh no, it was, and I was partnered with them for
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
a good 3 weeks. 3 weeks they wanted to promote to be affiliated with my channel. It was a travel insurance company.
Oh, there you go. Nomad.
No,
Nomad Insurance.
Safety Wing. It was Safety Wing. Safety Wing.
Safety Wing. Oh, okay.
Basically,
It
they
kind of
do.
sounds like your YouTube.
I was gonna say, they do insurance, like all inclusive insurance, but a bit differently. So rather than paying for whatever, like a year up front, you pay it on a subscription rolling basis, and you can cancel it anytime.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool actually, because when I traveled, I used Nomad Insurance, and Nomad Insurance is great. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I never had to use them. Oh, by the way, this is the Australian War Memorial Museum. The War Memorial Museum is free to visit whenever you want to visit it in New South Wales. Very cool museum, by the way. But yeah, I used Nomad Insurance, and I never had a reason to use them. However, I did feel a sense of security when I had them, because, like, say you were doing some outrageous adventure bungee jumping or something, right? And you busted your teeth out on your kneecap while you were flopping around in the air. Uh, they would replace all those. You had like a $50,000 thing to replace your teeth. If you had a heart attack on top of a mountain, you had $25,000, $30,000 uh, ability to like helicopter your ass off the mountain. Things like that. So Nomad Insurance was actually really good for me. Like I said, I never had to use it per se. The only time I ever really went into an emergency room or a hospital when I was walking the Camino across Spain, and I hurt my ankle and my leg, and I was trying to finish, and I went into a hospital. I went into the emergency room, and don't you know that they never wanted any money from me. I sat in the emergency room for maybe 15 minutes. I went in, I saw a doctor, and the doctor didn't really speak much English, so I was using like Google Translate, and the the doctor just like checked out my ankle, told me exactly what he thought was wrong with it, and told me what I needed to go to the pharmacy and get. So he wrote down like ace bandage, anti-inflammatory, and I don't know, some other stuff. I forget what it was. An ointment to put on it to like loosen the muscles up. But anyway, I go to the pharmacia and it's like €25. They didn't charge me anything at the hospital. I went up to go pay and they just laughed at me. They were like, "Oh no,
As I say,
you know pay." I'm
universal
like, well, if
healthcare.
I go to the
Univer-
emergency room in the United States, it's like $500, $1,000, or whatever just to get my freaking ankle looked at. They do 15 X-rays and all kinds of other things. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah, universal healthcare. It's huge.
Every country has it, but
So,
America.
yep, but America. We are
Mm.
literally the only industrialized nation on Earth that does not have in, universal health care. It's just mind blowing to me that people here want to fight. I saw the best. I saw the best thing the other day, and like I said, I don't like to talk about politics. This isn't really political. This transitions any political divide you may have. Uh, if people here are worried about paying 15% extra in taxes to get health care, but if you were to pay that 15% a month or a year in taxes, you would pay less than you would for your health insurance, your office visit, your medication, your procedures that they charge you for, everything. Like, you're going to be paying 10 to 15% of your total taxes in order to have the procedures you need, the medication you need, and whatever else is involved with it, as opposed to paying for everything individually. And that's what people don't understand here. And I experienced that when I was in Spain, and that changed my mind completely about healthcare. Mind blowing. I mean, in the UK, what is the percentage of tax you guys pay for healthcare?
Well, we don't pay it necessarily through tax. We pay it through national insurance. But I think it's about 4-5% per person, like on top of regular income tax.
Right. That's like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make 50 grand a year, what is that? 10% would be five. I mean, you're spending like what, $2,000 a year
Yeah, somewhere around there.
on health insurance,
But we have 65
give or
million
take.
people. But we have 65 million people. So, so if everyone's
Well, yeah,
paying,
yeah,
the system pays for itself.
yeah, and yeah, and and obviously, like your amount of people equates to about two of our states or less.
Yeah, so
Like
you could,
when I was reading
if
the
I was going to say, I was reading the other day, and it was basically saying if America actually tried to implement universal healthcare exactly the same way as the UK currently does it, like through national insurance, you would have the world's most well-funded national healthcare system on the planet instantly.
absolutely, yeah, yeah, and that's one of the healthcare systems that, like, say Bernie Sanders or whoever else wants healthcare has compared it to is the UK healthcare. I saw something on here. I gotta find it. It said something about. I thought it said something about healthcare. I don't know now. I can't find it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it. But either way, yeah. Basically, we would spend less in tax money to get free healthcare and free education than we would by paying for it all individually and having a lesser tax bracket.
Yeah. Right. You want to start wrapping this up
And that's
then?
pretty
Because it's
crazy.
half. I say you want to start wrapping it up. It's 11:30.
Yeah, no, it's getting late for you, so we'll cut it. It's going on 6:30. But anyway, yeah. Anybody got anything they want to add? I don't know who all's on here still. I haven't seen very many comments. It looks like there might be like 3 people on. Um,
Natalie's still.
anyway,
Natalie's. I was
I
gonna say
appreciate.
Natalie's still in here.
Yeah, Natalie's still on there. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on our first ever live show on TikTok. Hopefully, this was informative for you guys, and we will look for in the very near future to have a live similar to this going forward. It may not be about Australia. It may not be a place that Morgan or I necessarily travel to, but we will look up information for you to help you if you want to travel there, like say Costa Rica or something like that. But him and I are gonna sit back and chat about this and see exactly where we're gonna go with this. But I would love to have Morgan as part of the show, say like every Friday, and then I'll do the regular Facebook show on Saturday until I could figure out how to incorporate the Facebook show and the TikTok show at the same time. That would be pretty cool. But either way, I appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We got up to like 1,100 likes now, so good deal. And thank you guys so much. And Morgan, you got anything else you want to leave the group with as we head on
I was
out?
gonna say nothing major, just the fact that you've gained quite a lot of new followers and 1.1 thousand likes for a first stream. I don't think is a too bad of an ROI.
Not at all. Not at all. I'll take it. Followed the live. Stephanie followed the live. But anyway, yeah, cool. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on another on our first episode on TikTok of Pint Time with Backpacker Mike and Morgan. And we're going to continue this. I think it turned out pretty good. Hopefully, the next couple of episodes, as we learn more and more about the lives on TikTok, we will get better and better as far as the live stream and different things to do and various things like that. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I truly appreciate it. And as always, peace, love, and let's continue to experience this beautiful world together. Morgan, you got anything else you want to say before we leave?
Just if you want more beyond the streams, I'm sure YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. If you want more from us personally,
yeah.
if you want more from us personally.
Yeah, if you want more from us personally, obviously we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're just getting started on the TikTok lives here, so hopefully they will get better and grow as we go along. We're going to give you guys some information on how to travel to certain places cheap that you want to travel to, whether it's, we'll just throw it out there, Thailand, Mexico, Europe, wherever. Because I know there's a lot of people who follow me who travel a fair amount as well, and also a lot of beer content people who follow me who want to travel to the United States, so we can do shows right here in the United States and how to travel to them. Morgan has been to the United States himself, so he's pretty familiar with the United States. His mother lives here, for God's sake, so he knows exactly about the United States. But anyway, so yeah, we will we'll look at continuing this show forward. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with us on the live.
I was going to say, just to end, we clicked over to 1.2K. We clicked over to 1.2.
1,200, awesome. Thank you guys so much for the 1,200 likes. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. That's almost as many followers I have on TikTok at this point. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much, and I really love it. And Morgan, you can send us out of here. Whatever
all right, guys.
Want to say.
Don't know, I blanked.
I'll take
I
over
completely
for it.
bl-
Hey, get out there and travel. Get out there and travel. Experience places you've never been before. Even if it's in your own country, go somewhere that you've never seen before and do it on a budget once. Pack a 25-liter backpack. Go out there and explore it and see what it's all about. You will find some amazing friends and some amazing things that you will never forget in your lifetime. So, thank you, Morgan, so much for
No worries.
jumping on. This live has been awesome. Truly appreciate it. Yeah, I truly appreciate it. It's been an amazing live, and I think we will continue this. Look for a regular live show on TikTok, probably in the next week or two. We'll be doing it on a regular basis. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Morgan, you can lead us out. Peace,
I was
love,
gonna
and
say,
I'll see you. He's like,
if you
not
want,
doing it.
okay, let's go out on this then. If you're
All right.
thinking about traveling, just flip and do it. There you go, just do it.
Absolutely, just do it. Just do it. Stop hindering about it. I thought about it forever, for most of my life.
more you think about it, the more
get
like
out
you-
there and travel.
I was gonna say, thinking about it is great. Experiencing it is something else.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely true. Everything Morgan says is true. You just got to get out there and travel. Like I thought about it most of my life, and when I finally decided, got my guts up to do it, and said, I don't care what anybody thinks, I don't care what anybody says, and I went and did it. It was one of the most amazing experiences of my entire life, and I'm sure it was for Morgan as well. So, thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate you guys, and as always, peace, love, and let's continue to experience this beautiful world together. I'll see y'all next time
See ya.
on
See ya.
Pint Time. See you, Morgan. Peace.